formal orders for 83 LCA Tejas Mark 1A was placed to HAL. How significant is this, sir?
Oh, this is a very significant milestone. I think there has not been any other order of this level. 48,000 crore project is a huge project for the indigenous aerospace industry. I think it will be a big game changer from Indian defense industry point of view. From Air Force point of view, of course, it is very, very important project. Uh, we have learnt our lessons of the initial LCA and the FOC, and in this Mark 1A, we are targeting better combat enhancements in terms of weapons, sensors, some integrations, electronic warfare, air-to-air refueling capability, which is also in FOC. So we are looking for higher capability, which is going to happen, and it will also bolster our squadron strength.
Sir, in last few years, around the time when you came, when you have taken over as Chief of Staff, first it was the Rafales which started coming in, and now the LCA, the way for LCAs have been cleared. How significant are these inductions for maintaining the squadron strength of the Indian Air Force?
From maintaining squadron strength of point of view, it is very significant. But more importantly, I think Rafale induction is very, very important from critical combat capability point of view. So from that perspective, Rafale induction is a truly combat enhancer for the Indian Air Force, and it is going to change the way we are going to operate, and it brings in new capabilities to us, which are going to be absolute game changer in any air combat situation. In terms of LCA induction and overall numbers going up, of course, we have arrested the slide of the number of squadrons depleting, and now we have reversed it to start increasing back. So we are going to start back from 30 upwards now, and that is also very important in terms of overall combat strengths.
Sir, back the union budget was announced, and the defense forces have been given additional 20,000 crore for compared to last year for modernization, and even last year 20,000 crores were given additional from the in the revised estimates for new weapon buys and modernization. You think the budget hike in the capital account would be sufficient, or would help the armed forces, or especially the Air Force, meet its requirement in the current situation where we are having tensions with both Pakistan and China?
You see, we all know this pandemic effect and the economic scenario and its impact. And in this scenario, for us to get that level of increase in the capital outlay, I think it is a huge step by the government in terms of providing that kind of budgetary support. And for us, in terms of our meeting our requirement, in terms of continuing to modernize and especially induct some critical capabilities in the short term, which will deal with the situation at hand, I think it is going to be a very, very big step and very big addition for us. You mentioned last year also some additional funds released, 20 odd thousand crores, and that really helped in all our emergent procurement plans, all three services. So that also really supported us, and for our capability building, I think it is adequate.
Sir, since March-April time frame last year, it's almost 1 year now that forces have been deployed on the China border. Both Army and Air Force are on high alert. What is the situation there, and you think more needs to be done as we approach the summers?
The situation there, you are aware, currently talks are going on. We have deployed our forces which are required. Adversary forces, we are well aware. So it depends really on how the talks go. A lot of attention is being given to the talks from our side. And if they go well and the de-escalation, disengagement starts, it will be good. But if it doesn't happen or some new situation comes up, we are fully prepared and deployed for that.
And sir, like in the present winter months, there have been reports that the Chinese have pulled back their troops to some extent, and winter posturing is also on from the army side. Has the Air Force also done something to reduce the level of deployment or anything of that sort in view of the harsh winter?
No, from the adversary side, let's look at that. There have been some changes in deployment. There have been some pullback from the air deployments point of view. But there have been some other actions which are contrary. That means in terms of strengthening their air defense capability, those deployments have not reduced. There are a lot of actions being taken to strengthen some of these aspects. So we are monitoring everything, and we alter our deployments or readiness levels as per what we see on ground. So we are taking necessary steps. I won't like to go into what all we are doing, but we have done the necessary
And sir,
action.
when the action started last year, the Chinese had brought their J-20s and other aircraft very close to our borders. So does that deployment still continue?
They had brought J-20s. They go off from that area, but that is the flexibility of air power. They would come in whenever it is required. And the moment our Rafale induction was due, that we saw the J-20s there. So we know what's happening. We know their actions and capabilities.
So
And we are taking the required steps.
The Rafale has caused worries in the enemy camp?
Of course, it will.
And sir, now you've got your two aircraft. Now what next? What more do we see coming in for the Air Force in next few years?
In the immediate future, I think what we can see is LCH. You're aware we are in advanced stage, and we should be going in for a contract with HAL soon. But more importantly, on the trainer side, HTT-40, we should be issuing the RFP soon, and that will look after the trainer requirements. On the fighter sides, we have a long-term plan. So our next action in terms of processing our plans for further fighter inductions would continue.
Sir, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.